Hello, this video from Vadim M is narrated for you today by me, MattJ, and in this video we're going to talk about hidden alpha car renders on Grand Theft Auto 3. Let's go. 2 years ago, a few GTA 3 fans made a huge breakthrough. These magnificent people managed to find new and never before seen official alpha car renders by looking through some secret link. Just think about it. These renders were buried in Rockstar's website for almost 14 years, and then they were found by pure chance. But before looking at these renders, let's talk about their backstory. Now, if you don't know, GTA 3 has an official website where you can still find a lot of interesting stuff. By clicking on Portland and then on Capital Autos, we are offered the chance to visit the Capital Autos pseudo-official website. Back then, this website was a teaser created by Rockstar Games themselves to promote GTA 3, and as you can see, the site was in development around the same time when the game was quite cartoonish, with toy-looking cars. And according to this website, early on in the game's development, GTA 3 vehicle names were completely different. You can even see some very weird cars here which were either changed or completely removed from the game. For instance, the Hachura was an old model for the Idaho. The developers conceived the idea to carry this car over from GTA 2, but later changed their plans and rewrote its name and changed its model. Fun fact, you can still spot this car as a wreck in Vice City, and of course in GTA 3 itself. It turns out though that there are more old renders available on this website. You can't usually see them, as they're hidden deep within the website. In short, every single render on this website has a unique name. One day, Mr. Jago from the GTA 3D mod team decided to see what would happen if he changed a car's name in the website's URL. As a result, he discovered a never-before-seen render of the stretch. After some time, a few people in the GTA 3D mod team started to brute force the website, typing in all sorts of words with the hope they'd find more hidden renders. And they did. So let's have a look at their magnificent finds. Now, it wasn't too hard to guess the names of several renders, because if you type, for instance, tank, you get an APC. That's right, in those early days, the army used to drive APCs instead of the Rhino. The only thing which was left untouched is the cannon. Pretty cool, don't you think? This made me think that we really know very little about those early development days. By typing in bus, you get a school bus. This might confirm that the school bus wasn't actually cut from the game, rather it was changed to a civilian version of the same vehicle. Both of these models still have a lot in common. But hey, did you know that its older model was reused as a school bus wreck? It even reuses some of its alpha textures. Pretty cool, huh? Here are two old renders of the taxi and the police car. Both of them are pretty commonly known, and that's why there's not too much to say here. If you want to compare them in detail though, it's best to pause the video here. There is one interesting thing to note about the Firetruck. It doesn't have that huge water cannon seen on this older screenshot here. Pretty sad that in the final game, the water just seems to come out of nowhere. Oh, and yeah, in those early days, its name was split into 2 words. The most interesting thing about the stretch is its name. Yes, that's right, the name Stretch survived all the way from this website to the final version of the game. Other alpha names, including Esperanto, spelled with an A, and Sentinel, also spelled with an A, were either changed or completely rewritten. It was a bit harder to guess these next renders. For instance, the line runner had the name of Semicab, which was tricky enough to guess, thanks to Sergio, who connected 2 words, a semi-truck with a truck cab from GTA 2. And as a result, we have this old line runner render, which looks nearly the same as it did in the final game. Still awesome to have it though. The Security car in the early development days was named as the Armoured Truck. Nothing too interesting about it since it kind of looks the same. The Mr. Whoopi had a similar story. It was simply named Ice Cream Truck. The vehicle, however, did receive some minor changes, and what's more important, it was never seen at this stage of development on any other screenshot. The Trashmaster was called the Garbage Truck. I guess they decided to reuse the same name here from GTA 2. The Reefer was named Fishing Boat, and interestingly enough, the model barely changed from here onwards. The Predator was simply called Police Boat. As we can see, it didn't have any turrets at this stage of development, but actually had boat rails, which didn't make it into the final game. Here is a render of the U-Jerk. Today, we know this pickup better as the Bobcat. Firstly, its name was reused from GTA 2, and the model changed quite a lot since those early development days. What do you like more, the new or the older one? Let us know your opinions in the comment section below. The Barracks All was just an army truck, and this is yet another vehicle that doesn't look too different from its final counterpart. And finally, the train was named Subway Train, and its interior was a little bit different. Sadly, these are all the renders we have for you today. Other ones, like the Enforcer or the Ambulance, were given to journalists as part of the E3 Assets disc. Fun fact, you can only find the SWAT van by brute forcing the Capital Auto's website. I assume the Ambulance had a different name too, but no one has discovered its render on the Capital Auto site to this day. But hey, if you're an experienced GTA 3 beta hunter, then you might know that there should be more obscure alpha renders hidden on the Capital Auto site. And the evidence to support this comes from an old photo of the Rockstar North offices. The developers used to have these renders attached to a wall in their studio, and if you've got a sharp eye, then you might be able to spot at least 2 unknown car renders. But who knows, there might even be more than these 2, since the wall didn't feature the renders for the bus, taxi and train models. The GTA 3D team, myself, and Vadim think this specific render used to feature an old Esperanto model, and I'll explain why later. This one looks to be an older version of the rocket, which became the cheetah in the final game. Both of these renders seem to be much newer. The evidence for this lies in their shadows, which aren't blurry, and there's also a ticket under the windshield. And what's more important, both of them have a Liberty City license plate. If you didn't know, all other alpha car renders have New York license plates. So yeah, if these 2 renders were replaced in the Capital Auto's website, then we might have lost them forever. But who knows? Maybe they represent completely different cars, and there is still a chance to find them. By the way, according to these studio photos, these renders used to have some notes attached, but since these photos are quite low quality, we can unfortunately barely see them. If you have any spare time, try a look in finding these renders by brute forcing the Capital Auto's website. The car's name in the URL always starts with a lowercase letter. If it contains 2 words or more, then don't add a space, and make sure the second word begins with a capital letter. You can see a few examples of this below, but you might not want to bother trying any car names from GTA 3 or GTA 2, as those have all been tested already. But who knows, maybe you'll find a never before seen render, which would be awesome. Try to put any random words. For instance, Luton is a city in my home country of England, but in GTA 3 it's a truck that was later cut. An Aster is a flower. Morris might be a reference to a British novel, or it's just a simple name. And a space is a car with lots of space, and you get it. And that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching this GTA video from Vadim, narrated by me, MattJ. Check the video description for a link to my channel, where you can find lots of GTA and Gran Turismo content. See you next time.